Hey, it's Max here. So over the last couple of months, me and a couple of my friends have been working on this game, Escape the Wojak. So this video is pretty much just going to be the kind of obstacles that we faced and the advice that I would be giving to myself from a couple months ago, right? So like a lot of the videos on this channel, this video is mostly just going to be some advice that I wish I knew earlier.
Hello, welcome back to another spectacular video by me and Max about Escape the Wojak Got Why. Today, we're going to be talking about some of the challenges that we had developing the game. Specifically, this is mostly about things after the initial 48 hours that I already made the video on. This is...
Yeah, the 48 hours... The biggest challenge is that we only had 48 hours, so that's, you know, kind of self
yeah, we're going to be talking about how we got from there to eventually now on November 20th, the game is going to be releasing on Steam, and there's a lot of things that we had to struggle through to get to this point. So, number one, Max, would you like to talk about OGV?
Okay, so I made a short about why I think this is like the worst thing that's happened to me in this whole making the game thing, and I've done a little bit more research, and I'm pretty sure that like this is unironically like Jesus is spiting specifically me and the way my computer is set up. Okay, so for those who don't know, Godot only accepts one video file. So if you want to put a video in a game, so like for a cutscene, which is what I was using the video for, you have to have it in OGV. The problem is that OGV is a very, very uncommon video encoder, right? So DaVinci doesn't use it, VLC doesn't use it, right? So like, it's really, really hard to get an OGV file, but outside of like the malware online encoders, right? So I used three methods to try and do this. The first one was by using VLC. VLC would make a OGV file, but the OGV file would not load. Right, so you could have something with OGG audio and like your video, which I believe is what OGV uses. However, it just, for some reason, VLC just would not convert it into something actually readable by Godot or by any media player for that matter. Right, so I go to this thing called Handbrake, right? Because everybody's saying that Handbrake can convert videos to OGV. It's just not an option in Handbrake. But I like opened it up and it's just not there. I swear to God, I don't understand. The post had like 41 fucking upvotes. It was a comment that had like a bunch of upvotes. So I guess maybe they deleted it after. I don't know what happened. But apparently it's just not there anymore. So finally, I download FFmpeg, right? First of all, FFmpeg is a command line thing, right? And it's like I've done command line stuff, mainly for like subtitles, like automatic generated subtitle things, right? But I've not used FFmpeg anymore. And additionally, all the commands that I was looking up just would not work. I don't know why. It might be the way my computer is made. Maybe it just does not work. But I cannot convert things to OGV for the life of me. I just can't do it. I have no idea why. I think I'm the only person who has this problem.
Yeah. You know, I feel like a Godot at like some point should just add like MP4 support, because I feel like it wouldn't.
Why did they?
It wouldn't be that hard to add, supposedly, as somebody who can't code.
There are plugins who do it.
Yeah. After that, another challenge that we faced was controller support. So I cannot code. I do not know how to code basically at all. Max does know how to code, but he doesn't own a controller. Yeah.
Yes.
We were able to make controller support work quickly, but after we made it work, we had a lot of problems. It was like a game of telephone between me and Max. He would like add something, and then like a day later I would tell him that he broke something, and then he wouldn't know what broke it because he doesn't have a controller to test with.
Yeah, so one example of this was, so he told me to add exponential sensitivity Right. So, and the way I thought that worked was I just added like a square to the sensitivity in the controller support, and that did not work because that's not what
Yeah.
that meant, because I just saw the word exponent and I was like, I know what an exponent is. So that's a kind of a look into what's happening. I would basically code something, send it to GitHub, and then he would have to be like, Max, what the fuck are you doing? And I would have to go back and forth.
The next one, we had a lot of problems with Steam. As you can see here, we were rejected a lot, but we're gonna start with the forum, the W2.
So basically, first of all, we have to be over 18 to fill out these forms, and I wasn't gonna make my parents do it. Okay, so yeah, so so I had to wait until I was 18, right? So we actually were intending to like get this reviewed significantly earlier, so we could have time to fix stuff if it didn't work, right? But I had to wait till I was 18, right? So by that time I turned 18, it was already a little bit behind deadline, but it's fine, right? However, after that, I immediately start trying to fill out the forms, and then I realized something. They have to review my tax information, and the people that do that are the government. And I don't know when this video is coming out, but at that time, the government shutdown was happening, and it is happening, right? So me and Jova Jonah in call, and I go, Jova Jonah, guess what has to happen? They have to review our tax information, and then we start losing it because at this point, we were like almost like a month behind, if you included like if the government having to do it, right? So it felt like Jesus Christ himself had come down from the heavens to prevent us from releasing this game, which to be might have been the right call. That might have benefited humanity. But yeah, and then we had to get it reviewed. You can talk about the review process.
Yeah, so basically in every step of the way, Steam just kept rejecting what we sent. Like, there were sometimes that it was warranted, I believe, but at other points, they just gave an explanation that was wrong. Like, one time, they were like, you can't have additional logos just like the normal logo in all of the images, even though we were using the normal logo. So I just like went to Canva and changed the images slightly and sent them back, and then it was approved next time. Oh my god.
Yeah, it might have been something like the color of the text was a different shade or something like that. It's insane how strict these guys are.
So I just like to say, don't ever rush your Steam page. All right, it's not worth it because we got delayed weeks. We were planning on releasing the game like October 30th, I believe, before this whole ordeal. It's just not possible after those weeks of delays. Like the video that I made about Escape the Wojak, I had to wait, like 2 weeks to upload it, even though it had already been finished and edited, because I wanted to link the store page.
It wasn't great, I'll tell you that much. So I don't know what the advice here is. Maybe lock it, or don't plan to release the game right after you open the Steam page.
Lock in, make the Steam page as soon as you can. Do not, under any circumstances, do anything that just like read everything that Steam has to tell you. Do not rush setting up your Steam page, because that can be detrimental.
We had multiple times where we were like, this kind of seems like it would follow the rules, right? So you might as well try because it's not like egregious, and then it got rejected immediately, So yeah, you do have to be very by the books.
Yeah, of course. So now I would like to talk about the difference between 48 hours and 4 months. So specifically, this is about how, like, on game development YouTube, you'll see a lot of things that are like about game jams and stuff like that, where it's like really short and it's very easy to make content out of making a game quickly. We have realized, or at least I have realized, that like the difference between making a game quickly and getting it out, and then like refining it to a actual product, like a product that's going on Steam, is like completely more difficult, and it's different because like there's a lot of things that you can get past in like a quickly made game that you don't even think about because it's so short. Like even like 2 months into development, we were still working on like options menus and saving and stuff like that. That takes a lot more effort for some than I thought it would take for something that you don't really think about. It's just like in every game. It's like standard, but it took a long time for us to figure out as kind of noob developers.
Especially when you're doing it for the first time and you can't like, rip code from previous projects. A lot of these things are more, I guess, difficult than they appear.
Yeah. It really is like a different ballpark to say when you're releasing something to Steam or trying to like release it fully onto somewhere. There's just a lot of things that a lot of considerations that take a long time compared to a quickly made game.
Yeah, I think one example about like how like much more difficult, I guess, 4 months can be is specifically with code, right? Because I did a lot of coding. The more code you write, the more you have to like take into account all the previous code when you're writing new code, right? And especially if you are you're not introducing the best practices, right? So like, let's say that you're making a game and you think it's only going to take 48 hours, so you don't really space it out correctly, you don't do comments and that kind of thing. At the 4-month mark, you're going to be really wishing you wrote some comments, because you're going to be looking at your old code thinking, what was I doing here? What is happening? Especially if you're improving at coding rapidly, right? Your old code is going to look very, very bad. Right? And things can also just get very, very messy, right? Especially the way we coded the game. I'm not going to go into details, but there are some parts that are very, very hard to read when I'm reading through the code.
You have my permission to data mine the game and make a video poking fun at our code, because it's it really is something.
No,
it really is something.
I'm not a computer science major, okay? That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, there are a lot of things that don't scale well compared to like after you're rushing or whatever. If you're trying to make scale your game up, you're gonna have to rebuild a lot. And I feel like this goes for any project that takes a long time. Like if you're actively working on it, you're gonna have like a lot of headaches from the old things that you did, because you just keep getting better as you're working on it. So when you look back, there's like so many unoptimized things that you have to remake, redo, remaster, and it's a pain, but it's just kind of part of the process. So, finally, here are the things that you should take away from this video, especially if you're a game developer or something, alright? Please, 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 take your time with your Steam page. You should set up your Steam page as soon as you can to start collecting wish lists. And you should also, on top of that, don't rush it. You gotta get this stuff locked in.
Yeah, you don't want to have to wait for a month of EV appeals and that kind of thing.
Also, I'd like to say for any people starting out, which I'm not very far along in game development or whatever, but still I can say that you should just about whatever game development project you're starting, if you want to see it through to the end, I recommend you do it with somebody else, because you can look at my channel, I have multiple year-old videos talking about things or whatever, but I never really got locked in on game development until I started working with somebody else. It's just it makes you get more committed to a project if there's somebody else relying on you to fix something and yelling at you for not putting comments in code or writing descriptions for your GitHub commits, and it's really encouraging. Totally.
Don't cry, dude. What are you doing? Okay. For my advice, this is a little bit more technical, I guess. The first thing is that I know people make coding sound like it's more difficult than it is. If you have I don't know. It's not that hard. If as long as you can watch like a very rudimentary GD script or Python course and kind of get your bearings on like the coding logic, quote unquote. And then after that, it's really just reading a bunch of documentation and hitting your head against the wall over and over again until it works. And the second, I think, really important piece of advice, I'm not the best coder, but I think I improve fairly quickly. One reason why is that when I'm following a tutorial, what you really got to understand is your goal is to learn like how to do the thing, not necessarily to just do the thing, right? Obviously that is important, right? So when I'm writing the code, I will look at each individual line or function and try and figure out what's going on instead of just copy pasting, monkey typing keyboard type thing. So I think that's very important because you do not want to be the guy who's 4 years into making games and still can't do like a save function, or you still can't make a player controller, that kind of thing. So yeah, that's probably my two best pieces of advice, and also it is probably a good idea to have somebody else.
Yeah.
So yeah, and that goes for all things. Always have a friend or a partner.
Like, not even just for encouragement or whatever. Just like, game development has so many things going on. And like, let me just say, I am not like some high artist or whatever. I can't 3D model. I can't draw. I can't code. I don't even really know how to make levels. I'm just like stumbling my way through these things. So you don't have to be like somebody that's really good at particularly any part of game development if you just enjoy it. I feel like you can probably like get through some tutorials and do it. But if you're starting a longer project, I think you should have a friend do it with you. Because like I can't code, and I probably would not have gone nearly as far in this if I didn't have Max do all of the hard coding and then I ruin it.
I think I would definitely not be able to make the kind of levels that Escape the Wojak. And I have a fun announcement. If Escape the Wojak gets on like the what is it, the hot new hits promising
Yeah,
upcoming,
it's like trending upcoming games or whatever.
If it gets on there, I will run a marathon. The farthest I've ever run is I think 4 miles, right? So I will spend as long as it takes to run a marathon, and Jova Joan might also do it.
I'm not gonna make any promises because I cannot run like a mile or half a mile or whatever. I'm a game developer, we don't go outside. But you know what? I might do it. I might just have to do it if we get.
Okay, so if you want to watch me run a 26.2 miles, I guess wishlist the game and send it to your parents. I don't know. Yeah.
So, finally, if you did not hate this video, please subscribe and wishlist Escape the Wojak Got Why. It's coming out November 20th. And yeah, that's really cool. If you have any questions for us, you can comment them on this video or ask them while we are streaming on November 8th or when we're streaming on November 20th while the game comes out. Also, price reveal. The game will cost $3 at full price, but on launch day, we will have a 50% off sale. That's really nice right there. I really like that.
I think you spelled that wrong.
Where?
Off.
No. Yeah.
Continue.
Also, you should join the Escape the Wojak Got Why Discord server.
Got Why?
Yeah, if you want to. If you want to.
Why did you? It's a speedrunning Discord server, to be clear. Also, in all of the videos where I say that if you don't wishlist a game, I do feel pain. I'm not joking. I can feel it every single time like somebody gets an impression and doesn't immediately wishlist it, and it feels like deep inside of every organ in my body, like I am falling down the stairs and being hit by like a baseball bat 18 times.
Yeah.
So, please, even if you don't want to play it, that kind of thing, please wishlist the game just to prevent me from, feeling that kind of
pain.
And
if you like speedrunning stuff like at all, or you want to try your hand at it, speedrun this game. We gotta have some stiff competition over here. It's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be absolutely wild.
Oh wait, I actually have a fun idea.
What's your idea?
You know what? Fun. Okay. If you whoever has like the #1 speedrunning is in #1 speedrunning after like I don't know, like a month, 2 months. I will, I don't know, give him a lifting program.
Yeah.
I don't have anything else of value, but I will give you a lifting
That's a good
program.
idea. You know, people who speed run really need to hit the gym.
If you want to hit bench 315, I will give you all of my
Yes,
secrets.
of course, of course. Okay, bye. Goodbye now.
Bye, son.
Goodbye, my son.